Good evening to you all. Today is 8 January 2025, which marks the beginning of our week 14 of this 6 month virtual internship. So, like always, we start by showing our outlines. That is what we are to cover for the entire week. So, today in this week, we are going to have a recap on what we discussed on week 13. And also, today we are rounding up DAX, that is data analysis exploration. And today we'll have introduction, or we are going to discuss about modeling. We are going to learn modeling in Power BI. And again, we are going to talk about data visualization in Power BI. You're going to see how to create dashboard, how to, create visualizations in Power BI. We are going to do that today. And also we have question and answer, conclusion, and we call it a day. So depending on what we have discussed or what we have done today, I think we are going to round up the Power BI today. We'll round it up. The next week 15, we are going to start SQL, that is structured query language. We are going to start with it next week, depending on what we have done today so that's it. Let's have a recap on what we discussed on week 13. If you can recall, last week we started with how to load your data into Power BI. That's what we discussed first. I'll show you how to do that. Later on, we move to data cleaning and other data processing methods where I show you how to do some cleanings, some touchings to make your data to be kind of clean before you upload the data, you know, into the Power BI and start the analysis and everything. So straightforward after the processing and data cleaning, we go ahead and have introduction to data analysis exploration, where we discussed about what DAX is all about. We go through it, we did some functions, some analysis, and I take you through how to conduct such. And I believe if you have watched the week 13 video, which I shared with you long ago, you are on to the speed you are with us now because we are continue with where we stopped last week. So this week we are rounding up DAX, like I said. We're going to talk about some remaining functions related to DAX. We'll round it up. After that, then we move. We move and start talking about data modeling. And that's what we're going to do next. Okay. So I'm sorry, I need to stop I'm going to stop the sharing of screen so that I'll open my Power BI and I'm sharing back my screen. Then we continue. And this is it. This is where we are. Please, if you can see my screen, let me know so that we continue. Can you see my screen, please? Okay. So, this is the file that we worked with last week. And I don't want us to load another one, even though we are going to load some files again, but let's work with this file for now. Let's work with this so that we round up our, we round up the DAX. Okay, so what we are going to discuss today in this DAX, you already know what we did last week. I told you there are two methods to work with DAX. You can use majors or you can use columns. So either calculated majors or calculated columns. Anyone you want, you do it. And it's all related to the type of analysis or calculation you want to make. So we did that, and I believe you all know how to do that in, in Power BI. So what we are going to discuss today uh, is just something that I want to talk about that because of the importance of it. That's why I just want us to look at it. And like I told you, some of the function maybe that we didn't touch the count. I think we discussed about count A, all that count blank, count distinct. Please, all that count. You can go ahead and call the function. You can write the function. There are tons of function in DAX that we did them in Excel, and some of you that maybe attended my 81 formula and functions, you have learned many other functions that you can also apply them here in Power BI. So we don't need to go through that and keep doing all that because we have some few things to cover. So what I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to talk about a function in Power BI. Is very powerful function that I want you to learn. It's a function that has to do with calculate. That's the name of the function. The function was called a calculate. This calculate function takes two arguments in it. It takes analysis expression and it also takes the filter expression within the function. That's one thing about the function. It's very, very important function, and that's why we will discuss it today. Last week we have a data, this April data, where we merge the data together like this. We just did all this maximum, minimum, and whatever. We did it last week. We got the average, I think, yeah. We have average and whatever. We did it last week. So this calculate function or DAX expression that we have, this expression of calculate. For example, now we have a gender. We have a gender. And we want to know exactly, we want to know exactly how many males do we have, how many females do we have. We want them separately. Total males, total females. How do you do that? Use such calculate to filter that expression to get what you want. I want to filter people maybe per state. I want to count people who are to sum a particular salary of people from a particular state. I use that filter, that calculate to sum it and also to filter it by state. So in this gender, we want to know the count of gender. We will calculate it and we'll filter it. In summation, we calculate it, we filter it. Even in average, whatever minimum, anything that you want to do, you can do that and filter whatever you want to do in this DAX. So due to the importance of this, I said, let me just talk about this. And it's something that I want you to learn. I want you to know how to work with it. It will help you a lot. And when you are conducting your visualizations and you know how to calculate this, you go ahead and do that. Okay, so now to do that, for example, like I said, we have already this gender column. We have gender under this April data. This is gender. So by default, if I said this, and let me just drag or just click on this, we are going to have total, sorry, let me see if it can do it for us. Let's just count total, not count distinct. This is what we have. We have 155 for the count of it. We have 155. Don't worry, I just did this because in Power BI, you don't need to even write some of the expressions sometimes. Just click here and select what you want. So I select this, but if I say distinct, it will tell me only two because we have three. So we have almost three. So there is empty row, I think, or something like that. But let me check. What do we have in here? Sorry. What do we have that make it three? Okay, it's because of blank. So if you don't want this, sorry, if you don't want this one, then we need to apply our own count. That is count these things to remove the blank and then that one. Don't worry about it. I'm not talking about that. I just want us to know the total count that we have because we need to know now. We need to separate this count by males and females. That's what we are going to discuss. So to do that, you need to create the measure. So we are going to create the new measure again. So in this, the first measure, I'm going to call it males. The second one, I'm going to call it females. That's how I'm going to do the calculation. So the first one, I'm going to call it male. You already know how to do that, so I don't need to tell you. When you put this, that's the name of the column or the name of the measure that we are going to save. So I'm going to call it male is equals to. So our male will be equal to that calculate. That's the function that we want now. So it will ask you for the expression, like I said, and it will ask you for the filter. What do you want to filter? So we want to know the total count of male gender out of the gender that we have. That's what we want. So we are going to say count. You know, count, we are applying count A because that's what count A did always. Count A, you use count A to count everything except cells that are empty. That what you can do. That what it did for you. So that what we are counting all. But for this particular total of gender to be 151, don't worry, I'll come back to it. We are going to apply a function to remove the blank. That why in Power BI we have count, we have distinct count, and we also have distinct count blank. So distinct count blank will remove all the blanks for you. But don't worry, we'll talk about that later. So I'm using count A to count all the gender. That is to count all the cells that are not empty. Whether it is number, whether it is text, it will count it for you. While count counts only cells that has number. You know that this is just one of the elementary classes to you now. We discussed it in Excel. I don't need to talk about that. So when we do that, we close the bracket. We are done with the expression. Now we will pass the filter. So we count all this gender row, but the only thing that we want to count is male. So then we just call the column, we just say April column male. So I'm going to say April, then I just call this, then I put gender. You see like this, then I say equals to double quote, then I write male, then I close my bracket. So this is how you write it, this is how you filter it. Now we are asking it, okay, go ahead, count all the gender column together. And what we want in that, just count only males for us. And that's what exactly what is going to do for us. So what I'm going to do next is just what? To press enter, then it will do that for us. So don't worry, I'm copying this expression because I'm creating for the female. So I'm just copying it so that I will not write it again. I'm copying it. So the next thing I'm going to click on also new measure again. Under this new measure, I'm pasting it so that I will change the females and females. We'll continue from there. So I'm just pasting it here. Here, I'll change it to female. Sorry. Here, I will change it to female. Also here, I'm changing it to female. Like this. Then I'm pressing enter. So now we're going to have male and female. Look at it here. So let me add another tab. Let me just add another card here. Let me just add another one. Look at it here. Let me click on this female, and I'm going to add another one, and I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put this male. So look at it now. We have, what do we have? We have this. We have this. This is the total that we have. We have 155. So if you count this, it's definitely going to give you 155. Females are this, males are this, and that's what we have done. So this is what this count did for you. Sometimes, like I told you, I want to know the salary of people, maybe from a particular state. I know the salary column, so I will sum the salary column. Then for the filter, I will filter by that particular state, and I will get the data and work with it the way I want to do that. Please take note on this, and this is we are going to discuss. I think DAX. I told you in DAX, all okay. Let me say this. I told you in DAX that all the functions that we discussed in Excel are here in this Power BI. All the functions, just write them. Just sometimes maybe you will find a maybe the different names or something like that. The upper, I don't know if we think we talk about upper, lower, proper, concatenate, len, right, left, mid. All these functions that I mentioned are present in what in Power BI, please. So that why we are not going to just keep talking about the function. All you just write the expression, and when you write the expression, believe me, just stay focus. You can do it. It's not something that big. We discussed them, we treated them, and I show you how to make the calculation and how to do all the write-ups last week. So we don't need to go ahead and talk about that more. So the next thing we are going to discuss about, I will definitely come back to this. Come back to this, but what I'm going to do, sorry, I think I'm closing this. I'm opening new file. I want to open new blank report because I want to load new data and talk about the data modeling, because this data, I don't have, I didn't create another data to link them together. So that data we've been working with. So let me go somewhere and load some two data. And when I load the data, then we go ahead and talk about this data model. I will show you how it works. I will show you what you can do with it. You'll understand what it is. Then we come back and start the visualization. So before it's open, let me introduce this data modeling to you. Data modeling is just a method of connecting two or more separate tables or sheets together and work with them. And this sheet has a common value or has a connector between them. That's what is called keys, primary keys or secondary keys. There are keys that connect these two. What is primary key? Primary key is like I can call it is like ID. Let me just use ID. It's just like ID, a separator or identifier within a particular data, something that is a unique value. Primary key. Whenever you hear primary key, that's what it means. Unique identifier within a particular data. This world has a primary key. That's why I told you when we are starting Excel that I told you when we are doing Excel that serial number is not a serial number the way people thought it is. It's just an ID. So anytime that you have IDs, your serial number served as your what? As your ID. It's just the identifier to separate row 1 from row 2 or to separate the data from row 1 to row 2, row 3 to row 4, row 5 to row 6. That's what it means. It's just a unique identifier. So, but when you have your ID in some data, you don't need what? You don't need a primary key again. You don't need serial number also. That's ID that you have or whatever value that becomes unique ID identifier within the data is your primary ID. Let me say this again. We'll have a data. VBN number. VBN number, there is no way VBN number, two people can have the same VBN number. So you can have a data that BBN number, since it's the column that appeared within that particular data, and it's the only column that no two person can never have the same figure, that column is going to be your primary key within the data. So sometimes you are the one to create the primary key by yourself. You are the one to do that. So please understand this. So this is what primary key is. Sometimes it can be account number of people. Sometimes if you don't have any primary key, you can turn phone numbers of people to be your primary key. You can use anything that is unique within the data. But take note, there is no way you can use names of people as a primary key. No way. No way you can use that. You know it. You know it that you cannot use that because I can be Ahmad Amin Ahmad, someone from another planet can be Ahmad Amin, or from another state or country can be Ahmad Amin Ahmad. So you cannot use names. Any any key or any value that you know, two or more people can have the same. It can never be your primary key. So that's what primary key means. So when we talk about secondary key is a primary key from another table which appears to be not primary key in the second table or in other tables. For example, I can have BVN number in table 1, which is my primary key, while in table 2, I have account number to be the primary key. So BVN number is still within the table. So here, since BVN number appears in table 1 as a primary key, and it also appears in table 2, but not as a primary key in table 2, as just a normal random variable, then in that case, my BBN number, since it appears twice, it becomes my what? It becomes my secondary key in table 2, while it is primary key in table 1. Okay, so now for the data modeling, I need to load through data. I need to load through data so that we're going to connect the two data and do the analysis with it. So let's navigate to where the files are. Where's your folder? This is the base. Okay, so we have this staffs and payroll. These are the two that I'm bringing, but let me start with the staffs data. I'm bringing it on. Okay, this is the data, and I'm going to click the sheets where the data is. I'll click on it. So I told you last time I'm not going to touch anything in the data. All I'm going to do, I'll just click on load because we're not going to go back and start processing or cleaning the data. So let's just click on upload, and I'll click on this apply changes, and this apply changes will update everything within the the file that we are using. So we uploaded 23 rows, as you can see. So now we are done with that. So I'm uploading the other one. So the one that I uploaded is the stabs data. Don't worry, I'll come back and rename it. Now let me upload the payroll. So I'm uploading the payroll. So once I finish uploading these two, we are going to, we are going to the data modeling and see the connection between the two. That's what we are going to. So I'm loading this also. I'm not going to waste much time. So I'm loading it just like that. Okay, so let's wait for it. Okay, it's finished already. Okay, good. So here we are. So for this one, I'm renaming it to, I will rename it to Stabs data. That's what I will call it. So I'm renaming it staff data. For this second one, I'm renaming it as payroll. So we have payroll and we also have staff data. These are the two tables that we have. Okay. So now for the data modeling, I already told you, if you can recall, when we discussed about the interface of Power BI, I take you through that all this that we have. We have report view, we have this table view, and we also have data model. So we are coming down to this data model, and once you come down to this data model, you are going to see a lot of all the tables that you are going to see them. You see, I have this data one. You see, we have this data one. We have April data. You see, we have April data, staff data. You will ask me, where is the payroll? If you come down here, you see this is the payroll data, and it's very small data like this. And the only thing we are going to do, we are connecting only the step, these two. So these ones, I don't even need them. So I can even, I don't want them at all. These two, I don't really need them at all. So I'll just put them together. Let me just match them together there so that we'll not work with them at all. Okay, so these are the ones that we have. Don't worry about them. I don't need these tables, but I'm going to use this one and also this one. So I told you data modeling is a way of connecting two or more tables together using primary or secondary key. We discussed about that. I told you what primary key is, and I told you what secondary key is. And I believe you all identify that when I show you the data. And I ask you, what is the primary and secondary key in this particular data? I know I believed, okay, you look at this tab data and the payroll data. What is the primary key and the secondary key that we'll use? All of you said NIN. I believe that what you said. So we are going to connect these two tables using NIN. So now if I click here, I'll drop it on NIN. It will just show this to me. Don't touch anything, just click on save. Once you click on save, it will create a connector between showing that NIN, okay, let me just bring it here, showing that NIN and this NIN and this NIN, there is a connection now between the two. So that what it just show, there is one connection created. So let me explain what this means. Now, what this means is that using this NIN that you can see, I can know now, I can know the pending month that we need to pay a particular person from this. I can know the salary of a particular person from this using this NIN that I connected with this table. So it means by using this NIN will just go and look at the similar NIN here so that it will match the data that correlate this information. This is what this modeling means. So it's like we are connecting the data. We are connecting this table and this table without merging them together. This table should be independent. This one also is independent, but now we connected them. So anything we are going to do now, we are going to we can call it. We can ask it that, okay, what we need is we need this table and this table and this table. We want them together. So I can fetch any information that I want, maybe the LGA of the person that have salary of this, LGA of this. I can know all that if I want to do that. Okay. So now when you are done with this, if for example, maybe we have something here that we need to match them together, maybe there is something that connect these two together, which we don't have any, because if we say we are going to connect this, anything, there is nothing that is common between these three. And let me tell you, if you were given two OMO tables, for example, maybe now you have two you connected to. So you can have another table now that the key you're going to connect has to do with what is connected with this or this. For example, now let's say I have a key here that has to do with ID. Maybe I have another ID here. So then I will connect this table to this table. That is this match table with staff data. Once I connected this match table and staff data, that means I can work with this match table and payroll table. I can work with them. I can connect. I can analyze the data between the two because there is a connector between them. So sometimes you will see this data modeling in some pages. You will see more than 2, 5, 10, 20, 30 pages connected in one place. And there is always a key that connect them together. There is always a key. So that's what you need to work on to make sure that you understand them, you understand the key to use, and you know how to use it. So this is it, and this is about the modeling. So we are done with that. The next thing we are going to do is for us to come back. So now, let's do something now. If I come here and I click on my staff data, if I come here and I click on my staff data, for example, now what I want to know is I want to know the salary of these people. Let me show you something. Look at the new number that is here, 29385746387. You see, this is 378 that end up here. Let's come to this. Look at the one that end up for the first one, and it has 100,000 salary. Look at it here. So now I'm going to do something. I'm going to know the salary of all these staffs, but I don't know. Am I going to look at, okay, where is this NIN? Let me look for the NIN and come back and get this. No. Since I connected the two tables, now I'm going to write one command. If I write that command, the command will fetch the salary of all the people we have here and give it to us. That's what we are going to see. So we don't need to do this, no, the command will go ahead and do that for us. So let me just create a new column. And now I'm going to call it salary. Or I'm just going to say, okay, let me say salary equals to, then you call related. Now, all you need to call related. Related is that is the function or is the command that you need to call and tell the Power BI that, okay, this is the expression that, okay, I want to fetch a particular table connected to this table. And that way it shows all the tables that are connected. You see, now we are looking at the payroll table columns that we have in the payroll. You see, we have payroll name, payroll number of pending month, payroll, and what we need is salary. So I just want to pitch salary. So I'll just click here and close my bracket, then I'll press enter. So now what we are going to see is that all the people that we have here, if your NIN number appears in payroll, it will attach your salary for us. We'll see your salary. You see, and if your NIN is not in there, it will not fetch your salary for us. That's what it will do for us. So look at what it just did. You see these people with the salary, you see these ones, all these ones that you can see empty, their NIN is not in the payroll. We don't have them in the payroll. If you want to check, let's just take one and check so that we confirm, and you too, you will confirm that we don't have that. Okay. Now look at this one. Somebody can write it down for us. 2938. Let's just say 378. I don't think there is anyone with 378 here. So look at this 378. 2938, 378. That's what we just take the beginning and the end of it. So let's come to payroll. Okay. So look at it now. We don't have anything 378. Look at it now. There is no one. Okay, wait. Yeah. So we have 3829. Okay, we have another 378. So it's not the one. This one is 2938. Okay, so it's not the one. So you see, this one is 3829. That one is 2938. So it's not the same. So we don't have that 378 here. We don't have it. And that's the reason why we didn't get the salary of the person there. That's why it is nil. So I believe you now see the awesomeness of this. You see how it works, and you see how you can do how you can work with it. So if I want to bring out their nin, let me do something. Let me delete this. Let me call this nin. Let me pitch their nin. Okay, let me pitch their nin, and you are going to see all the nin will be attached to the people that have the nin. Just watch and see. It will just patch the nin on itself. It will patch the nin and attach it to each person. So you, this is your nin, you, this is your nin, you, this is your nin. And when we look at it, the nin must correlate with what we have here. What's going on? I press enter. It's supposed to work. Okay, the nin is already, okay, okay, sorry, we cannot create two columns with the same. So I'll call it nin 2. Let me call it nin 2. So now you need to work. Okay, so under this column nin 2 that we just created, you see, this 748391, it attaches to the person. That is Ahmed Shoaibu. Look at it now. 7263, it attaches to the person. 7263. All this nin, it just fetch it from that payroll table, come here and attach it to the people that we have here. Please, do you understand this? Please, do you understand? Because this is very, very easier. And if you understand it and you know how it works, it's something that will help you to do a lot of things. And it's something that will help you to know how to analyze data from two different tables. And when we start working with the SQL, when you're writing the query, when we start working with join, you'll know how to write the query that will fetch the data from two or more tables within the database for you. Please, are we all together? If we are together, then let's continue. So let me bring back that salary. Let me bring back that salary column. Or if we want, we can just get rid of it. If we want, we can delete it because we still have it there. We don't need it here if we like. So we don't need to waste our time doing it here. So let me just get rid of it. Let me delete it. Okay, so I can come here, just right click on it and click on delete from model. So we don't need this salary table because we already have it there. So I just want to show you how to bring it to this. If I want, I can bring all of the data here to match them together and it will match it for me. But since I already connected them using this model, we don't need to waste our time to do all the analysis here. All we need is to go to our this view and start creating the visuals of the data. So this is all what you need to understand about data model, and I believe you understand how it works, you know how to work with it. But now, like I said, whenever you want to do something, okay, let me repeat it to you. If you want to do any calculation between this table and that table, please don't forget to use that relate. Don't forget. Please don't forget so that you will not forget. It needs to patch it for you. Please don't forget that. Okay. That means if you want to bring it there, but if you want to use the DAX expression, you want to use DAX expression. Once you start writing the DAX expression, maybe you want to sum all this. We are going to do that to get the total salary. Let's say we are going to do that. I'll show you that. So when we get the total salary, you're going to see how the salary will look like. It will match everything together for you. We can get the total salary per state. We can get it per state if we like. We can get the salary per gender. We can get this total salary per males and females. We can all do that. And it's going to show that for you. So don't forget, we have gender here, we have salary here. I think that what we are going to do so that you will see how it works. Okay, so let's start that. I think let's get the sum of salary by gender. Since we have the gender in staff data and we have the salary in payroll, so let's say we want to get the total salary, total female salary. For example, that's how we need to call it, total female salary. So let me just create the measure and do that so that you see how to write the DAX related to this. So I'll just call it female, sorry, I'm writing female in the chat. So female salary, female total salary is equals to. So I'm going to say what I'm going to say. You recall calculate that we discussed, if you can recall. So the expression will be sum open bracket. So once I click on sum, look at it. It match all the tables. Okay, I say sum. You see, we have all the table. We have all the tables. You see, we have the salary, we have everything that we want. So I can scroll down, I can scroll down, I can scroll down and take it. So which one are we looking for? We are looking for payroll. So this is the payroll. I'll click on payroll, comma. The expression will be gender, and the gender should come from what? Gender should come from staff's data because I connected them. So I want the gender from staff's data while the salary from payroll data, which is equals to what? Is equals to male. Okay, female. Then I'll close my double quote, close bracket, and press enter. Okay, so now you see it creates that for us. But this model is supposed to be here. Okay, I didn't click on here before I created, so I think, sorry, I have to. It's okay. I'm supposed to click here before I click on new major, but I just click here and create it here. But don't worry, when we are creating the visual, then I think we can go ahead and do that. I'm supposed to create it under there, but but let's take it there. Let me delete this one, but let me copy the expression. I want us to do it there to be under there. Let it be under there. So let's click on this staff's data. Under staff's data, I can just right click and click on new major. So you can do that if you want. So I didn't click that out automatically. It put it on the first table for us, but I don't want that. So I'm pasting this and I'm pressing enter. So it will be under this staff's data that we have. So we need for the males. So for the males, I'm going to say male total salary equal to payroll is equal to then I'll call it male. Then I'll say male, then I'll press enter, then it creates for male total salary. So we have two. We have females total salary and also have males total salary. So now, please, do you see how you can, do you see now, do you understand now how you can use the two? How you can connect the two when you are conducting your analysis? Since we connected them together, once we start writing our DAX, immediately it will show all the tables for us. It's just for you to call the table and the column that you want from each table because what you model them together. Please, are we all together? Okay. So this is it. So now the next thing we are going to do, because maybe I'll use this data to create visuals, maybe, or we'll just be creating it from here and there since we have maximum, minimum, and whatever. But if you want to get the maximum salary or minimum salary, we need to come here and get the minimum and maximum, whatever that we need to get. Okay, sorry. When I create this male, I override the female. Sorry. Why is the female? Okay, let me click here. Okay, new major. Okay, I need to have the females. So I'll press this. Female. This one here. Female. Enter. Okay, sorry. I just override the female. That's why I didn't see the female here. So, but now we have the female. So that's all. So now let's start talking about the visualization. How are we going to create the visuals? How? Okay, let me come back to home. So now I already told you about this. This is the canvas and this is the page that we have like Excel. I can create new page here. I can create another page. You see, I can create multiple pages if I want. And I can create my visuals. All these are sheets. You see, I want to delete it. Yeah, delete it. I don't need it. This two also, I want to delete it. Yeah, delete it. I don't need it. You see, I don't need it. Then this is what I want. If I want, I can rename it. You see, I can rename it maybe as home, or I can rename it with any name. Maybe I can call it home, or I can call it dashboard, or I can call it whatever I want. The way sheet is, that how it is, and I already told you about that. So now the first thing we are going to start learning is, you see, all these are the visuals, unlike Excel. In Excel, you need to go to insert. Under insert, you choose the chart you want and you put it there. But here, that's not how it works. The way it works here, you need to first click on the type of chart you want. When you click on the type of chart that you want, then you come here and select the data that you want to fill in the chart. And take note, some of the charts you need to drag and drop the y-axis and you need to drag and drop the x-axis of the data. So that's how it works, some of them. So you know what, where y-axis is? Y-axis is what? Please, can somebody tell me where y-axis is? Is it the vertical line or the horizontal line? Y-axis. Please, I'm asking you so that we continue. Which one is y-axis? Which one is x-axis? Okay. Okay. So now, you see the x-axis and the y-axis, you need to understand them. You need to understand them so that when you are dropping the data, you know where it will go, you know where it is. And that way, when we are to maybe when you continue your journey and when you keep learning, when you start learning the regression, you start learning the predictive analysis, you'll understand where which one is independent and also which one is dependent variable. That is the one that change and the one that is not dependent, the one that is dependent with the other and the one that is not dependent with the other. So that's great. Thank you so much for this. So now, first of all, let's start with this. You see, this is a stacked bar chart. You know what stacked bar chart is all about. You know it in Excel. I told you is the real bar chart, but most of the people are using this one, stack column chart. Is the one we call bar chart. But I will use this one to show how it is and how to put the visuals. Okay. So just click on this. Click on it. Once you click on it, it's going to show this to you. That way, that note that is at the center here is just gone. You see, once you click on it, it show this to you. Once you click on it, you see it right like this. So now, what data do you want to put? You see, we have y-axis and we also have x-axis. So this is the data that we have. Let's say, for example, I want to know uh, the departments. I want to know the departments, and maybe till I want to know the number of people from each department. So now I can use department for the y-axis. But if I want to know the department and salary from each department or state, or let's say salary from each department, do we have salary data here? Something like that. I don't think we have it here. Okay, so we have salary here. So we can put that and just use the salary. So let me put this data. So for our x-axis, we'll use this. You see, this is what it will show for us if you take the x-axis. This is what it will show for us. If we delete it and we put the department in y-axis, this is what it will show for us. This is what it will show for us. So now we need to put department and we need to put the salary. Okay. So now, uh, look at it now. Look at it now. Let me just show something to you. Let me just show something to you. What is just show? We use this to showcase the department and the count of salary from each department. That is the count of salary. So if we want, we can change all this. Maybe we want to the sum of salary. So it will show the sum of salary by each department. If we want to know the minimum, we'll get the minimum. If we want to know the maximum, we get the maximum. This is how it works on this. But don't worry, I'm just trying to show you something because this is not what I want because I want to show the number of people from each department. This is exactly what I want to show so that it will show me number of people, the count of each department. That is the total number of people per each department. Okay. So now I just show you that. I just show you that. And this is how you just put the axis. So you put it under department Y and you put it under the axis of what? Axis of X. That's what you can do. So another one that we have this column chart. So this column chart is the chart that we put also the x-axis and the y-axis of it. So I will use the same. Okay, let me use this states. I can put state at the y-axis, then I need the count of the states per each. So now this is what it will show to us. That's the count of the states. For each state, this is the count of it, and that's what it shows how each state appears. I don't know why we get this client feedback here, so don't mind that. Don't mind that. Okay, I want to see something about this data that we have. Sorry. Okay, this data we just created, and yeah, okay, that why the count of state is just looks like somehow, yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. It just looks like, okay, I know how the data comes. It's not that the data is not that clean, so that why it shows that. But let me use department also here. Okay, let me use states here also. Let me use states. And let me use it here and see something. So these are the three states that we have in this data, and this is Zamfara, Lagos, and Sokoto. So that's for the state. So let me use gender for my y-axis. This is the gender per each state that we have. That is the count of gender per each state on the y-axis. That's what we have. So if we have for the departments, okay, yeah. So don't worry, I just want to check. So this data is more real than the one we have here. But I'm just showing you how to do all that. Don't worry, we'll come back and start customizing all these tables together. You'll see how to do that. I'm just trying to show you to get used to this. So I'm clicking on this line chart. What data do we have that has to do with trend of? Okay, let me see. Which data has month? Okay, here. So we are using this month and this. But here what we are using, we are only using the month. So I'm deleting this year, I'm deleting this day, I'm deleting this. So I'm leaving the month. Look at this line chart. Looks like crypto chart. Oh, what can I call it? All such financial analysis charts. So it's like when it go up and it just go down, you lost your money. That's how it do for all these crypto people. So it looks like crypto chart. When it looks like this is suspicious, you know that. So uh, I'm not, I don't know, but when it looks like this, just show that there is a problem. What happened that from this April from 20 people it comes down to 9 people? What happens? So it shows that there is something else in this. So I just want to show you how all this works, so you see how you can put it on y-axis and x-axis, and we want to see that. But don't worry, on this y-axis that we have, maybe we can put gender, and this gender will show the trend of that. We can put gender, or maybe we can put uh maybe state. You see the count of state, how the state looks like. So it just not like that one. Or maybe we can put price per service based on that. Look at how the price per service looks like. You see, even this price per service it shows something. So we want to see the trend of price per service. Or maybe you want to see the trend of no, not gender, not gender, not okay, the trend of revenue. Okay, so where is the total? So let's just have it. So you see, this is the trend of the revenue generated within this month. So I'm just putting all this under what? Under the y-axis. But the month, they are they are our x-axis. So I'll keep putting something under our y-axis, so that we'll keep seeing the trend of that variable within the duration of the time that we have. I believe you understand all this that we are doing. Please keep understanding this, so that when you started working with it, you will not get confused. I'm trying to show you all this. Okay, this is how you just create any visual that you want to create, please. This is exactly how you create the visual. So for this gender, if you want to use this donut chart, just click on donut. We have gender, just drag gender and just put it here as the legend. If we want to look at the legend, if we don't just put it under the values, it will just show this to you. So, but you need to click here and just click count these things. Okay, what happened with our gender? Did I put uh how many gender do we have? We have three gender. Okay. So even if I put it here and I put, okay, yeah, I need to put legend there so that it will recognize that we are dealing with that. So sorry for that. You put the legend first and then you put the count of the gender based on the legend that we have. So males taking 90 plus 94, that it represents 60%, and this one represents 60%. And also, if you want to see the percentage per state, all you need is to drag the state. Also put the state at the legend, and you also put it here. You see, it just creates something very scattered like this for you as a state. That why sometimes it's not advisable to create something like this. But if you are using this donor chart, please take note. If you have limited data, for example, like this one with the department are not many. Okay, you see this one, so you can add it here. You can have representation per each department. You see, now we have for each department, we have data science, graphic design, software development, and we have percentage per each of the, each of the department. So we know the percentage. So that one is just normal. So this is how it looks like how to use this donut chart. But don't worry, when we start creating all the visuals, you see how to work with all this, how to create it, and how we are going to work with it. So now what we are going to do, let's start creating the dashboard here using these visuals that I show you already. Let's start creating the dashboard, please. And we're going to see it. Let's create something that at least we know how to do that in Power BI. So the next thing we are going to do, if you like, you can change the color of this from white to any color that you want. So today, seriously, I want to change it from, I want to use two colors. I want to change this background from white. So what you need to do, just click on this, don't touch anything, come here, format report page. Under this report page, go to canvas background. Under this background, take any color that you want. Choose any color that you want. So maybe we can take black color like this. If you select this black color, you are not going to see anything. Why? Because you have transparency here. If you draw back this transparency to, you see, to 0%, it will show black color for you like this. If you turn it back here, to show something like this to you. So which one are we using, the white one or we are using the black one? Which one do you want? Because I just want to create something. I don't know. I just want to show you how to do all this so that when you are creating yours, please go ahead and do whatever you want to do, please, so that yours will look awesome and will look somehow clean than maybe the mind. Yes, it has to do with how you focus, how you sit down, how good you are in creating graphics and the rest. So someone say, why? Don't worry, I'll just use this color, but all the charts I'm using will get white background. So this color, I just put it so that I show you how to do that when you are creating yours. So the next thing we are going to do is to create the title of the dashboard. So I'm creating the title. How do we rename the dashboard that we work on Excel? I don't know. But how are we going to call this data? This university analysis report. Let's just call it that, or dashboard, or whatever. I don't know. I forgot. So we need to put the title name on top. That's what I'm going to do. Just go to insert, under insert, select this text box. You see text box, select it. Under this text box, we are going to write whatever we want to write. Please give us a name so that we'll write it. This internship dashboard. Is it is internship dashboard or whatever? Yeah, I don't even know. Please give us a name, or I'll call it internship dashboard 2025. Let me just call it that. So I'll just, you see how I reduce it, right? I reduce it here. I'm dragging it up like this. Maybe I'll stop somewhere like this. I'll bring it down. Don't worry, I'll just bring it down here. Okay. I just want it like this. I'll highlight it. All this, I believe you can do it. So I'll highlight it. Then I can change all this if I want. To change it to any color, I'll make it Arial black. For the size, let me make this. I put is much. Let me put 28. I'll centralize it. 28 is much. I'll put 24. Yeah, so if we want, we can decrease the size if we want. If we don't want, we leave it like this. Okay. So this is it. We just create this. So there are many things we can do. There are many things we can do now to customize it under here. So we already have this. Don't touch anything related to this. If you come to property, if you want, you can all do that for the padding, for the whatever. Padding are the size between this edge and this and the text. That is text and the edge of the box. That's what padding is all about. So position, we already put that. So I'm not touching all this under this. But let's go to effect. Maybe under effect, we'll touch the effect. Maybe we'll touch the effect. I'll add shadow, for example. Let me add the shadow, but I'll make the shadow to have white so that the shadow will look somehow like this under this. So let me go back and see if I can add any feature. Please understand all this that we are doing. The shadow should be inside or outside. You select anyone you want. Go ahead. So for this, how do you want the position of the shadow? You select the way you want it. So that's all to me. Please, I'm not touching anything. I'm just showing you how to do all this. All these alt text, don't mind them. It's just when it's not available, but now what we are working with is available. Don't touch about this. We are not using any icon or anything. So I will use this, but yeah, I can change the color. I can change the color. I can change the color of this text. We can change the color, but we need to change it from here. So what color are we using with white? Maybe we'll use this color. Then we will use this color, I think. So this color is okay. We'll use this color. Okay. We'll definitely use this color. But let me take this at the end. Let me take this to the end also. Okay. So this is what we have so far. We just create the this thing. We just create okay the title of the charts graphs we are going to use. Okay, so now the next thing we are going to do is to start putting the maybe the data. We can put all the maybe indicators that we want, maybe the calculation we did, maybe number of what do we call it, number of gender states, number of minimum salary, all this. If we want, we can do that. But I don't know what are we going to put, please. You can help. You can help. You can help. You can help. What are we going to put, please? Okay, let me look at the data. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, we have departments. So let's go. Let's work on the departments. So let's click on this. Can we use this tag one? Sorry, let's reduce it. Where the department? So let me put the department. But this one didn't make sense. How can all these have the same value? That why it didn't show me something that I want. But let me use this one. Let me use this one. Okay, so maybe this one sounds reasonable. So let's select this one. Let's just work on this one. So when you put it, you add this. So let's go to this. Now we are going to customize this. Please learn how to do the customization. So let's come here. So on the y-axis, you already know what y-axis is. If I close it, I end up the y-axis. You see, now I put it back. Or for the x-axis, you see, it is, if I turn it up, it's gone. If I turn it back, it's back. So I want to turn off the title. We don't need this department again under it. So I'm removing the department. What am I removing else? I think that's all for the y-axis. Let's come to the x-axis. Let's come to the y-axis. For the y-axis, I don't need the title. I don't even need the values. So you see, I get rid of that. That's for the what? For the y-axis. I just get rid of that. So I'm done with that also. So let's come down under the columns. Columns are this. These bars that you are seeing are the columns. Under these columns, you can change the colors. But now we can change the colors per each department. Maybe data science will get this color, graphic design will get another color, software development will get another color. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just changing all the colors to have the same colors. Now, if I click on it, maybe I want them to have this color. This is the color that they are going to have. But like I said, if I want to change the colors to be maybe data science should have this, you see, And for the software, I want software development to have this. So this is how it's going to look like. So we have three colors in this. Graffiti then is the pink one and the rest. So that's how it works if you want to do that, to do it that way. So maybe I'll use this one. And for the software, I'm going to use all these three colors. For the software, I will use this one. So we have these three colors. So that's done for the column. So this is what you can do in there. So another thing is data label. So data label is like data label in Excel. When you click on it, you put show data label to show that for you. So now for this label, just click on it. You can turn it on first. When you turn it on, you see this is what we have. We have 884. That's what we have per each department. So this is how it looks like. So if you want, you can go ahead and talk. So this is the values. You see, I can turn it up, I can turn it on. I think that's all for the background. I don't want to touch background. I don't want to touch the background because we want to leave the background to be the same. I don't want to touch it. Yeah. So let's not touch the background. The layout also we don't need to. But for the title, we if we want to if we put the title, it's going to put the title for all what we have in that. So I'm not going to touch that also. So for this, we turn it up. So let's turn it up, up, up. Yeah. Up. We don't need it at all. Okay, so let's come here and look at this also. I'm just looking at things that you need, then we talk about them. So for this, all good. We don't need it. Sorry, we don't need it. Mm, 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 mm. We don't need all this. So to me, I think that's all what we need so far. That's all what we need. That's all what we need so far here. Okay, so this is how you put this. Whenever you want to put it, please go ahead and do that. That's what you need for this. But now, this is for this. Don't worry, I'll come back to all these grabs. Let's put this card chart. We didn't talk about that. Let's put this card. Okay, sorry. I need to click somewhere. If you want to just click somewhere and click on card. Okay. So let's create that for the KPIs on top. Let me remove this. Okay. So now let's get the maximum salary. This is what we have for the maximum salary. So let me, what can I do? Um, so let's customize this. So let's come here. So when you click on it, you come here under visual. Let's talk about the visuals first. So we already do this. The category level is this. We have this black color. This is category level maximum salary. We can change the color to this if you like. You see it turn to this. But I want it to be black. It's okay the way it is. So I'm just doing Control Z for it. So that's all. For the call out value, that's the value of the money that we have here. So I can turn it to this color. So the value of the money will looks like this. So let me click back on it. Come here. So all this is what you can do for that. You change the color, you change the everything. You make it bold if you want so that it to be bolder like that. This one also you can bold it so that it looks like this, but I'll make it light. Is okay. So you come to general also, there are things you can do under this general. So under property, we can touch the position, we can touch the padding, we can touch the advanced place. This one, if you like, go ahead and touch it, but I don't think you need anything to touch there. Under effect, this is where you change the background. So for this, the only thing I will touch under this, because I'm not touching the background, what I'm going to do, I'm just adding the shadow here. And the shadow, I will turn the shadow color to be white, because if it is white, we can see it. And that way you see, we can see it by just little shadow like this. That's what we need to see. So it's under this general, under effect, we turn out this shadow. So I can on the shadow to be inside, it will looks like this. So if we want it to be outside, you go ahead and turn it like this. And this one also, I'm turning it to be outside. Okay. So I'm going to shadow and I'm bringing it outside. So you can change the color of the of where you want the shadow to show. So by default, the shadow is at the what bottom right. So you can change it to top. It will go to the top. That is where the shadow will go to. You can change it to bottom. This is where it looks like. You can change it to bottom right. This is how it looks like for the shadow. So that's it. That's it for this. Okay, so just now, if you want to remove the whole, if you want to whole number, you click on whole number. The currency, if you want the currency format, you can change it to wherever you want it to be. So you see where I touch the currency, the format, I just click on the currency and they ask me on the which currency I want. You go ahead and select the currency that tally with your sign. So where is Naira? Just look for the Naira. When you see Naira, you click on it and it will take the logo of that. So let me just drop down and see where is Nigeria. Yeah, we should be somewhere around here. You see, we have the Naira sign instead of dollar sign as we have it before. So that all the data format that you want to touch. Do you want to remove the decimal places? Yeah, I can remove it. Now you see it's only 2 million, but adding it is, it makes it look awesome and the rest. Okay, so yeah. For the other icon, don't worry, we're not putting anything there. No, for this, we are not adding the title. We're not adding anything. It already have its own title. So I'm not touching anything there. So this is another way of doing this. If you want to do this, this is another way of doing it. So whenever you want to create this card, go ahead and do it like this. So the next thing is you can copy and paste it. Now I copy and paste it, Control C and Control B. Now if I come here, I can remove this maximum salary and bring the minimum one, so that they will have the same, this thing, they'll have the same format. The way I have it there is the way I have it here. But here, I think, let me just remove this and reduce the size so that we can see it complete like this. So we can make it 40, 40. So this one also, I'll turn it to 40 and I will remove the boldness that we put for it. So this is how it looks like. So also this, sorry, I think we need to go and change this the currency also there under data format. Then you select the currency and under this you select Nigeria. So just drop it down wherever you saw Nigeria, you click on the Naira and then it turns to Naira. So this is how you can do this. So this is the number one way of doing this. But let me show you another way. So if you want to create as many as you can, go ahead and keep doing that. But I'll show you another way of doing. Let me bring this down here. I'm bringing them down here. So the next way of creating these cards is for you to use this card view. This card view is the updated one that people are using, and also you can use it when you want to create all these cards, so that you can put all the cards in one place and you can customize them in one place. And the customization of this card is more uh, awesome than customization of them in this way. So that's one thing about these cards. So let me do this. Let's create this. So now what we are going to do is we just created these two. We just created these two. So what we are going to do under this card, we are going to have the maximum salary also. So I'll add the data for the maximum salary and I'll add another data for the minimum salary and I'll add another data for the average, maybe average revenue. If you have another one, you can add. Okay, so let me say maybe I want to add where do we get total male and females? There is a way where we did a calculation before. I don't know, maybe I don't know where we put it, where we get the total males uh, total females. That is the way we did that. But let me just add this, or maybe I'll remove it. Or maybe I'll remove it. For this, we don't need this total male and female because they are not part of this. Okay, this is much. This is much. Is much. The figure of this. Look at the figure of this. Why do we have these small places like this? Okay, we'll just customize that. Don't worry. Don't worry, we'll customize that. Oh. So we created this now and we're going to customize whatever the customization we applied is going to apply on all these three that we just created. So I'm going to this customization. First of all, under this call out value, under this call out value, the levels, we have this. This is what we have for the levels. So you can all change whatever you want to change here. So let's start with this. So for this, if we want to change this, we can select anyone, but leave it at all. If you remove here, it will remove all the values. If you bring it, it will bring it back. So let me just reduce this size to maybe 40, the way we put it there. We reduce this to 40. So under the label, this is the label that we have already. The only thing we can do for this label, I think we need it to be above or below. So if we want it to be below the way it is here, we make it below and just it's going to look like this. If we want it to be above, then it's going to be above. So for this, for the layout, then I'm clicking this. So leave it that we'll touch that layout later. Okay. So this is for the sellout values, whatever we want to change. But under this also we need to change the color. So we need to put this color. This is the color that we are using for this. And I'm not putting this bold now. I'm not putting the bold again. So for the labels, I'll just leave it like that. Reference label, don't worry for the minimum, maximum, and whatever. We're not putting anything on that. So under cards, let's come to cards. This card that we used, we can change the way it looks like because now it's a rectangular card. We can make it rounded rectangle card. Look at how it looks like when we turn it to that rounded rectangle card. This is how it looks like. So for the size, don't touch this. For the alignment, you can touch this. So we have this, we have this. This is what we have. So you can touch that. So make it this. So for the background, you can remove the background if you want. So the background will be gone when you remove the background. If you want to change it, you come here and select any color that you want to put for the background. You see, this is how it looks like for the background, but we leave it white. So I'm not touching it. So the background will remain white. The border also, I'm not touching the border. If you want, you can make your border to be white. That way we have this just small dark uh, border. But if we remove the border, this is how it looks like. But if we put it back, this is how the border will looks like. For the shadow, we'll put the shadow, of course. We'll leave the shadow to be like this. Yeah. But this one, the shadow is black. We want the shadow to be white. We want the shadow to be white, so we'll leave it like that. Yeah, there is something that, okay, let's come to this general. So under this general, what I want to do is I will come to this effect. Don't worry, I'm going back to the, I want to remove this background that all these rectangles are under it. I'll click on this. You see, now I remove the entire background. This is how it looks like. So let me go back here because I want to touch this accent bar. So this, what this accent bar is, accent bar will put, uh, a just one-sided bar for you from the big left hand side of the rectangular box that you have. Let me click it and you're going to see now we have the accent bar from the left. You can have it from the right, you can have it from the left, right, bottom, top. You can have it. Now I want it from the left. So let me just increase the width. Let me increase the width of it, but I'm changing the color to this so that you can see what I just created. Let me reduce the width. 7%. You see, this is what we just created for the accent bar. You see, it just creates something for us which looks more awesome. and it makes the this thing looks standing, and this is something that of course we need it. So this is what the accent bar will do for you on that card. So whatever you want to do with it, go ahead and use the color that you want to put there. So that for the accent bar. For the glow, if you want to create any, you want to add any glow for your this tempo, this that you created for the card, you go ahead and add the glue. Okay, so I think this is for the card. Let's come back to this general. So what I want under this, let me go to effects. For the background, I already removed the background, so I don't need anything related to that. For the data format, I already have this. For the bottom format, we'll select the salary the way we selected, if you can recall. So I'll just click here and select Nigeria under this so that we'll have Nigeria. Where is Nigeria? This is it. So we want the currency to be in Nigerian currency. So for the decimal places, this decimal places is too much. It's too much. 14.666666. I don't know how it looks like, but why is it only showing me? No, I want to apply this for all of them, but it's showing me I cannot apply. I have to apply it for each of them. So I'll just click this. I'm done with this, but okay, let me put only two decimal places. I think one is even okay. Let me put only one. So let me come to minimum. Also, I'm selecting the currency. Okay. Under the currency, we are selecting Nigeria. Where is Nigeria? Here we are. And I'm turning it to 1. Then we have for the average. I'll select percentage. Turn it to 1. Okay, not percentage. I'm sorry. I have to select currency. Then I'll come and select Nigeria. Okay. I'll turn it to 1. So this is what we have so far. This is what we have for this. Yeah. Okay, so let me see what we need to touch again. If I see anything, don't touch this padding and whatever, please. We don't need to touch them. So for the apex, we are done with this. For this also, we are done. Let me call out on this again. We want this to be at the middle. Okay, let's make everything at the middle so that before they are not at the middle. So let's make it at the middle so that it is at the middle of the table. Okay. Okay. So I think so far under this general, whenever you want to create a card, I believe you know how to do it. This is how you create a card. This is how you customize your card, and this is how you make your card looks outstanding. So please understand this, learn how to do it, and then you place your card, you position it wherever you want it to be. So I'm just doing this. So let me just put it. Okay, let me put it somewhere here. So let's do this for it. So I think we are done with this card. We are done with it, or we can put it at the center, whatever, and then we continue our this thing. Okay, so you see this card is more easier to customize, more easier to work with than creating the cards one after the other by yourself. So all this that we have done, if you like, you go ahead under this. Sorry, you come here and do all what we have done so far, please. You can come here and do all the customization under this. You can do that. You can come ahead and do it the way you want it to do it. But that card is more easier to work with. So I'm deleting these two because we don't need them. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is, let me see what we are going to put now. So let's create number participant per state. So I'm just need to create this. But this state is not much. We don't have much. people from the states. We have the same data. Look at it now. Didn't make sense for us to have something like that. Seriously, it doesn't. So let me select, okay, let me say I want to create, let's say I want to create this pending salary per departments. Why is it giving me this? The new pending salary, you want me to, you want to have the same thing? I know you will tell me this if I use it like, oh, I want people from each department. I want to see the number of people. Okay, this is what we did already. We did it already. So let's get number of people by each states. So let's create another one. So where are the states? And this is the states. And then I want it here also. So we only have this. So let's use this one also. So the way we use it on, if you can recall on that one, so for this, if you want to cut it, you lose it. But we need to go to y-axis, remove this value, remove this. We don't need it at all. Then come to columns. We need to add data level under it. So we add data level. If we want to change the colors, you go ahead and you change the colors. Do we want to change the colors? So we already have the title now, you see. So I can change the title of it. You can change the title, maybe participants by states. Participants by state. I could have used your own data. I could have used your normal data to create this, but we don't have that much that time to do it. Let's just make it like this. So, okay, sorry, under this y-axis, I'm removing the title. I don't need the title down there. So that's for the title. We already have the data level. For the property, if you want to touch it. For the under effect, yeah, we don't need, no, we have to leave the background, seriously, but we need to add shadow. Yeah, we need to add some shadow like that. That's it. We need to add that. Okay. So that's for the number of participants. That's for the number of participants. So let's add for the percentage of these males and females. So let me add this donut chart. So where are our agenda? We add for the level and we come with add for this. So it create this for us. Create this. So we can go ahead under this to customize the slices. You see, this is the color for males, this color for females. So for males, I will choose this. For females, I will choose pink. So female will have pink and males will have this one. So that's one for that. So let me look at the department also. Maybe I'll create something like that. I don't know. But let me use this month. Sorry. Sorry, I have to click outside. Just click outside. Then you add it. So what are we adding? First of all, we are adding the month. Already know that. And I'm deleting everything. I'm deleting year. I'm deleting quarter. I'm deleting this. I just want the month. So that's what I want. So I will leave the month and the trend of revenue is what I will use. Maybe let me use the revenue and it will show that for us. The trend of revenue is what I will use for this. That's what I will use. So let me come under this, under y-axis values. name. I don't want anything under that. But if you want to see the value, you see this, but we don't need it because we need to add the value under the line. So under line, you come here, you can change the color of the line first. You can change the color, you can make it anywhere you want to make it, you can, but you can change the color. Maybe you can put the pink color for the line. Maybe that way, yeah, for all the series of the data, and that's okay for the data level. We can add the data on top of all of it. But after this, you need to correct this. That is to check whether you want it above or you want it under or you want it auto. You just select anyone you want. So for the value, you see the way we did it before, you can select all these thousands and whatever. No, we didn't touch this, I think, before. So you can select that, but this is how it looks like. Okay. So let me see something. Let me see if there is anything we need to touch. Okay, under this x-axis also I'm removing the title. I don't need that title. So month will be month. I don't need that at all. Okay. Yeah. We don't need it. So I'm just, let me remove this also. Okay. So under general, we have the title. So we are removing the title. Maybe we can say trend up revenue per month. Maybe that what we'll call it. Trend up revenue per month. And we want it to be at the center of the table. If you like, we can change the color to something else. But maybe I would leave the color to be black the way we leave the rest. Please, are we all together or you are sleeping? Because this is how it looks like. So I don't want you to sleep. Under this data format, we'll okay, it's supposed to be text. Just leave it like that. We want it to be this. Yeah. So I'm not touching anything there. Effect will leave the background. I'm not removing the background, but I'll add shadow the way we just add shadow everywhere. I'll make the shadow to be white. Why did I add shadow here? I'll make it white. Did I add it here? I'll make it white. So that's for the shadow. I don't need to add the shadow, sorry. So we change the trend. Okay, sorry for this. Also, gender, we can just say percentage. So I'll make it maybe this, the way we use the rest. So that's for this one. That's for this one. I'm not touching anything. I think that's one. That's all for this trend. So the next thing I want to maybe create has to do with I'm just looking at the data. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? So let's get pending salary per number of pending salary per department. So I'm using this funnel. I'm using this funnel. So I'll put department, but I'm looking for number of pending salary. No, it can't be 9999999. Wow. 20. No, 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 no. Number of salary. No. Now it's because the data is not that. That way the number is just showing that. But let me see the total salary per department. No, I want some. can't be this. The department here. So why the revenue? Okay. So that data has some issues in it. So we have blank. We're supposed to have remove these empty cells. Then we have blank. Don't worry, we just have blanks and it just show the blanks also. So don't worry. I'll just leave it like that. Just leave funnel like that. But it didn't fit. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Okay, let me use this. Okay, so number of services per department. So I will use this. I love it. Number of services per department. It's just because of this blank, I don't want to showcase this because when you are visualizing your data and this blank is showing, it means you didn't clean the data the way you're supposed to clean it because this blank shows that it belongs to something else. So that way, make sure you are looking at this blank. So I'm not showcasing that data that shows that blank. I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to use it. So let me use this one and okay, not this one also. Talking about this and salary. Okay, sorry. I have to click here. So I'll put this and I'll put this. I don't know why this is showing this. I guess let me just no, not this. Apartments. Maybe I'll just see the position per each department. So this is what I want. Positions like this. Maybe this is what I want. But this doesn't make sense. But let's just have count of this position. Number of people that we have per each position. I think let's just have that. So for the bus, I just want to use this color now again. For all, I think let's just use it for all. Data level, let's add something. Y-axis, let's remove all this. No, we need this. Okay, under this, we don't need this. We don't need this. Okay. For this under title, I'm removing this. Number of staffs by department. Okay, positions of by position. Spotches at the middle, wrap the text and whatever. Please, I'm sorry, we are just doing all this. I'm just trying to just show you all this. This is it. Are we all together, please? Oh, you have slept. Ah, what else are we going to do now? Because me, I'm even tired, and I believe you can do more. Since I will show you all this, gauge charts, you can go ahead and put it. You just need to add two values, the minimum and the maximum. So, for example, we can add the total. This is the total. We can add this is the maximum. We can add the minimum. So if we like, this is how it looks like. So this is what this did. So we have the minimum, we have the maximum, and we can customize the gauge. So we can customize the colors and customize it. Target should get this color. Maybe we can use anything we want to use. That's what this gauge, what it do. Ooh. That's what you can do with the gauge. So we have this total, minimum. You see, it just shows this. There's the there's the minimum. So now if I take maximum here and I put minimum here, you see it just show the two bars. So maximum salary, this is the maximum, and this is the the minimum. Yeah. So we have minimum, we have maximum. So this is how it looks like. You create something like this. All that, if you want to do that, you go ahead and do that. And sorry, let me see this. Yeah, the total is 137. Yeah. So if you put the maximum to be the value, and this is the target, maybe where you are heading to. Okay, so the minimum value can be this, and we need to remove it. So this is how it is. This is what we have achieved based on this. Or we can put the maximum here, and we put this here. So this is what it will show to us. We only have this axiom at the as our maximum. So maybe I'll just leave this so that it shows something that you can see. So we can change the color. We can change the color the way we want it. Maybe you can put this. You see, on this one should be this. Yeah, but I didn't set any target value. But if you want to set the target value, for example, maybe I'll put the value to be this, minimum to be this, and the target value should be this. So you put the target value here. There's the target value. Okay, so that's it. That's it, please. What else? What else? What? Okay, for the data format. Okay, let's just take the currency, the format. We need Nigeria. That's Nigeria. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, for the minimum salary, I need to put. Okay, so this is it, please. Okay, let me change the title. Okay, so far so good. I think we can stop here. The only thing is just for you to arrange all this if you want the way you want to see it. I think let's just do the arrangement and call it in night. What is our percentage? Oh, okay, that's it. So we have our percentage here. So let me take this up. I want to see how to arrange all this. Let me just do it the way I think is okay. Not to be perfect, but just to arrange and have just a little dashboard to show. That's all. This gauge, where am I going to put? Okay, this one should be up. I'm sorry, I'm just doing all this just to show you how to you can go ahead and try to do your own. This just came to my mind as we are doing this class. I'm just thinking, okay? So you can do better, I believe. Please go ahead and learn how to create better. You can do better. Okay, let me make this at the middle. I just want all this. Let me just increase their size. I have to select them all. Okay, I cannot do that. Okay, so please, this is how you just try to create visuals on your own. Please. Okay, yeah, we need to format the currency of the trend. Thank you for that. Thank you. Under data format. Okay, wait, wait. Format the currency, share data, data labels. Things, no, no, not series level. Where did this odd under? I forgot to. It's not here. Okay, no. It's just under this format, you select this sum. So it's under this sum of total that you select the currency. So, but if it is under month, you cannot format it. Please understand that. So that why it didn't show us, you see. So you just select the sum total. Yeah, I know it's somewhere here. It's all the same. All this is all under the same thing. So it's not something that difficult. I believe you can do it. Okay, sorry. No, 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 no. Yeah, this is the one I've been using. What is that? And I wanted to have zero decimal places so that it just show us millions, millions, millions like that. Okay. So I believe we have done something so far, at least no matter how little you will learn something, no matter how little. And I really, really thank God for showing us this time. And we have, done some things. Yeah, I can increase this, drag it here, and increase this here. I will remove this here and increase this a little bit, drag it here and increase this. Sorry, I'm just doing this. You can do better, I believe, and I trust you. Go ahead and do yours. Start doing it today if you can. If you cannot do, please leave it till tomorrow, but make sure you start. Please make sure you start. No matter what you start, please. Don't say till next tomorrow or something like that. Just start today. Okay? So please, you can start anytime and create yours so that you can have something something good. Because I'm to design mine seriously, I cannot design something like this. But man, it just look okay. I don't know. Did it look good to me? Did it look? It just looks somehow. I don't even know how to call it. But did it looks nice to you? To you, your piece. But My target is to show you how to do all these customizations, how to create this, how to do this. Believe me, if you understand that, you are good to go. You know how to do all that so that you can go ahead and try your customization, try your this thing the way you want it to be. Please, that's on you. Okay. So if you have any question, please just ask your question. If you don't, then this is where we are going to stop and we meet next week. So we meet on Wednesday again. I'm listening, I'm with you. Okay, do you have any question, please? It's already 11, so I think we spend like 1 hour 30 minutes together or something like that. Okay, so I believe we can call it a night, and I wish you all the best, please. See you maybe it's what can I say? So this canvas background we can even remove, reduce it to this. No, that black is okay. So I'm using my black. Okay, so thank you. See you Wednesday. Bye bye. Take care, please.